water in here. I'm going to dip one of my cotton balls just like you have. It's moist. And I'm going to always go from the inside out, where the tear duct is outward. Because that's an opening to the inside, and we don't want to carry germs in there. And when we do it, we only wipe once. We don't kind of go back and forth. Just wipe once and throw that away. Pick up the other little cloth, put some water in, and clean that one. Oh, it's such a funny face. I don't know if you like that. Here you go. Okay, next thing, I want you to pick up the washcloth. That should be in all your stash around there. Let's see if we can get you a little bigger. Yeah. Just a little bigger one. Okay, here's what we do with our bathroom. We take this, we wrap it around our hand, like that. We pick up the rest of it and just tuck it in. When it's this way, I have two choices. I could dip this in the plain water, squeeze it out, and instead of the cotton ball, I could use one corner for one eye and the other corner for the other eye. So I'm just showing you both ways. Yeah, look at that. And now I go ahead and wash the face the way I wash my own face. So I'm just going like this, plain water, like that. Maybe they make all kinds of funny faces. Comment on that, but don't stop. Just get through the whole bath. Okay, there. Now what I'm going to do is dry your face. Very good. Now, the first kind of bath I'm giving here is called a sponge bath. Why do I have to do a sponge bath instead of just picking the baby up and putting it in the tub? Very good. So that cord, when they cut it, they have a clamp on it for 1 day. Then they come in the room and they open it, that clamp, and now it's sealed. Sealed if you don't submerge the baby in water. There's another reason why you can't until, if there was a circumcision, that you keep the baby out of sitting in the water for a week. You keep the baby, as far as the cord's concerned, until it dries up and falls off, which can take 7 to 10 to 14 days. If it's been 14 days and that cord is just sitting there all dried up and dangling, and you say, you take it off, and then, no, you take it off, and then it falls off while you could go to the pediatrician and they give you a little tincture, and that dries it up quickly so that it's off of there. Okay, so here we are. In the directions, it says, wash the whole body and then do the hair. My friend Connie wrote it that way. I always started doing everything up here and working down. So for today, we're going to do the shampoo next, okay? Even though there's nothing wrong one way or the other. Remember the large soft spot here and the smaller one here? Don't be afraid of it, okay? So where's my soap? I can use organic products because we just know that they're, just a little safer for the baby. It can either be in a liquid form or it can be in a bar form. Okay. So let me see what we're going to do here. Maybe use a little bit here too with the shampoo. And here we are. And I am not at all afraid of just getting in there and just do, I wish somebody would do that for me. That feels so good. And don't forget around the temples here. If I want, I can just work the ears in a little bit too. I could even take this little brush. It shouldn't be too strong, but not too light. And really help me. And why am I so concerned about being sure to do such a good job? If you don't, the baby can easily develop cradle cap, which is crusting around because it's just not cleaned well. So I'm doing that. So now I'm going to cover this baby up who's still all dressed, tuck its arms in, pick up the baby in the football hold, tuck it right like that, come over to the water, which you're pretending the water's right where you are, and we're just rinsing it. Oh, that feels so good. I think you really like that. You know that here, I'm making faces right now. I don't hear you all talking. I just feel like I'm sort of alone in this one here. Okay, we now come back to the towel, put the baby down. Why did I want the adult towel that has a rough surface? Because it stimulates, again, to get this really clean well. So I want something real soft and fluffy. And yeah, that is great. Good work. Okay. Now, take my washcloth, if I feel I needed to really get into the ear, Never, never, ever use Q-tips. That's just a given. Don't go anywhere near the ears or whatever, okay? I could take a little bit of this soap, and I could take with my finger and clean in the inside, which I'm not going very far at all. And I could also go behind the ears because it gets kind of dry, some of them a little crusty. Now I'm going to rinse that off, and we're all set to go. Okay. As I go to undress this little one, what is the last item I take off the baby? What is the first item I put back on the baby? What are you guys doing here? You got this down pat. Okay. So let's take off the little shirt. And babies can get overwhelmed if we're not doing this carefully and slowly enough, okay? So this happens to have long sleeves, so I'm going to put my hand in here, and I'm just going to kind of hold and try to work baby's hand through there. I'm going nice and patient because the baby may be pulling away. There we go, that's perfect. Let's try this side. We could be playing soft music, I could be singing a song. Anytime you're doing any of these things, just that background music is wonderful. When I go to take this over the head is when they could get scared that we're going to really stretch it so that that's not going to drag over the baby's face, and we just lift it up and over. Very good. Okay. At this point, I can do a few things. I can simply just wash this part, soaping it up here, and we're soaping. But I'll tell you what I love to do is put the soap in my hands. And I just take this little arm and we're just soaping it. And if the baby ends up putting the soapy hand in his mouth, so what? It's just not that much there. And now we're soaping up this one, and it's got its little fish. It's not going to open, and we don't care. That's all right. You can let the head go back so we can get in that lint and some of the milk they got in there. Very good. Okay. Let's off my hands there. Okay. Okay. Now we're just going to do that final rinsing. Right. If I'm still nervous about it, I can keep the diaper on, and I can either turn the baby sideways to do the back or just turn that little one over like a tummy time. Look at your back. My God, you've been working hard here. I can see a little bit of those muscles just trying to pop through. That's terrific. Okay. So realize you can use a washcloth, but there's nothing like just getting in there when we all like that. How many of the women have had at least one massage during their pregnancy? Well, that's not a gift, that's a total necessity. Thank goodness. You have to at least have a massage therapist come in by the second week, to give a massage, and to the partner too. Okay. Now we're drying it off. Yeah. Okay. Let's turn you over. Now we're going to take off the diaper. Now, if I had my washcloth where it had been pinched, the cord, and it's still on there, it's not going to hurt anything if my damp washcloth is around there. We always used to tell parents, just take alcohol and we really clean it well, and we were killing off the good bacteria, so we don't do that anymore. We just let it just be here and we clean around that and not with the alcohol. Just like we did with that other diaper, I want to wipe down, lift up the baby, put it on the cleanest part here. Good. And then we're going to just clean off the baby best we can here. Oh, what a healthy bowel movement. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. You don't want to, clean this really well. Many times we need, and then set this aside. We're going to put it in the whole washing later on. Okay. Now, I can put again either the washcloth in my hands, but we're going to just take this little it's not a drumstick, this little leg here, and just soap it up. And later on, when they're not so young, this little piggy went to market and a little raindrop. They don't want any part of that, and just get it done and let's get out of here. They're not really thrilled about that. Yes, great. So let's rinse you off. Okay. It's nice when you're both doing it together, then that really is a good support system. Right here, I've done everything but the little bottom, so I think I'm just going to turn it sideways and just clean that out. I've already done a pretty good wipe job. Okay. Now I wanted, because all the instructions are there how to do it, we're gonna go back now and show you how the sponge bath differs from the tub bath. And the way I do it for the first several weeks makes it much easier for you. Some people would pick up the baby, bring over here, put it in the tub, and they're trying to hold on and shampoo the hair and doing things, and the baby's slipping, and it's not very good for either one of you. So what I would do in the early stages was exactly what we did for the sponge bath. The baby's laying here, and I take the cotton ball and clean with that. I take a plain water and washcloth, clean the face. It's good to do the detail work right now, just until you and the baby get used to it more. I could clean those ears. And I then can go ahead, soap up the head, go over as I did, and rinse it off. And now we're gonna go ahead and soap up the baby's whole body. Realize there's not a whole bunch of soap on there, so it's not a matter of you shouldn't have the baby this way. So we're soaping. Yeah, this is your fourth time. You're getting pretty used to that. Yeah. Okay. Then, it's off my hands, and I'm gonna sandwich hold and put the baby on its tummy. Over you go. And I basically wash the arms and legs, so I'm just doing the trunk. I'm on the trunk. Okay. Gonna turn this little one over and use the body arm hold. Remember the body arm hold? Okay, come like this. Slide under here and rest the head. Hold onto that shoulder. Come this way, hand around the leg, and up we go. And when we go into the tub, it isn't like this, it's like you like to go in. Feet first, let it sit. Oh, that feels so nice. That reminds you of all that amniotic fluid, yeah. You can even have that water a little bit. Super. So I've rinsed the front, the baby's sitting in the water. I now lean the baby forward to rinse off the back. Great. Now we're gonna come out of here. No, we're not gonna wring you out, no. Over here. Oh, super. Dry you off. You're all set to go. I could drag that out for 20 minutes or do it in a couple minutes. It just depends. If the baby's being fairly good with it, it's just really nice. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, you have a paper diaper, it should be a fresh one, not one that you took off. That's one you took off, you should have a, no. Yeah, let me get you one. You got it? Okay. So when you're putting this on, take the paper towel, just open it up. They usually have a design for the front of the diaper, and the tabs are at the back. So I open it up and open it up. I fold it in half, come over to the baby, lift its little feet, and just slide this right under your bottom here. Yeah, don't have to go very far. Okay. I bring this, I'll take this out of the way so you can see. I bring this up. Now, what we want, as long as, if this had been a sponge bath and the cord was still there, I want to wait and not cover, I take this diaper and cover the cord. I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. Many newborn diapers have a little cutout, so they're already staying away from the cord. If not, you can just turn this down a little bit. Reach from behind, get the tab, and bring it around here. Just a little boy, just take that little piece and turn it down there. Okay. And take this other little tab, and there you go. And I want to sure that I can put 2 fingers in there. Okay. Now we need a new shirt. Where is that?
Sounds like whipped cream.
No, you do not want it.
No cover, no cover.
Unless somehow the baby has developed a rash, at which point you would call the doctor and they would say either come in or whatever, and then use just what they tell you. But people think to put all kinds of salves and lotions and all that. No, they just want plain water and a little bit of organic soap. When I'm putting the shirt on, let me open up the bottom here. I'm coming from the top, and I'm going to gather it. I come to the back of the baby's head. With my thumbs I lift up, And I stretch the shirt, stretch there. Oh, that's nothing to be afraid of. Now, as I'm going to put the arm in, and the baby's doing everything but helping because they don't know what's going on. One of my hands goes on the inside, and the other one can come from the outside here. Here we go. And I'm just going to take this little hand, carefully all the fingers, and put one arm in. Perfect. Now let's get this one in. Again, because the baby's not sure, just go slow. Just go slow. I feel all 5 fingers, so we're going to just bring you right through here. Up. Oh, look how fresh it is. That you feel it. Snap it up. If this was, the cord was off, that's fine. If the cord was still there, I could leave this part of the shirt up and let it just air